bonsoir, bonsoir. Hello, everybody. Hey,
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
nice seeing you, Cynthia Kams, the discovery of Cynthia. How are
Thank you
you
very
today?
much for. I'm very good, I'm
You're
very
good.
blessed.
Always pretty as usual. You got to teach me some.
I learned from you. I learned from
No,
you.
no,
Thank you
no,
very
no, no.
much.
You're definitely the one. How you doing today? I hope you're not too tired and you're comfortable.
Very
You're
comfortable. I mean,
good.
every time you have me or I see you, I'm always comfortable. So
Ah, see?
always.
See, that's why I like you too. Well, I'm happy to be with you today. So we're gonna discuss a little bit about who you are, and I guess many of us want to know more about you. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a little, should I say, little biography about you. So I do know your birthday, which is the 7th of September. Yeah, go girl. So what did you do? Because today is the 26th. What did you do? Did you celebrate? What
Um,
did you do?
Yes, my celebration for my birthday is a bit weird because the first thing
Okay.
we do is first, obviously I have my partner Louis like happy birthday, and then
Okay.
my sister calls. So when my
Right.
sister calls, it's like happy birthday, happy birthday. So because me and my sister were born 10 years apart on the same day. So
Wow.
it's like
Wow.
literally,
Okay.
yes. So
Oh,
Aisha, it's
that's
her
good.
who calls me or I call her. It's like happy
Uh-huh.
birthday. Or
Uh-huh.
is the youngest
Wow.
sister of us who calls both of us at the same time, like, okay, I can't be bothered to call each at one time. So happy birthday to both of you. So
Okay,
yeah.
right.
But you know what? My mom forgot my
See.
birthday
So I
this year.
understand that you're sorry?
My mom forgot my
Sorry?
birthday this year.
Oh, your mom. Please forgive
Yes.
her because I know the seven of you, it's not easy. All right? Please forgive her. So I understand you're number four of seven as well, which is,
Yes.
a big family. And I believe that's a blessing as well to have so many
Oh, yeah.
siblings. I mean, what more would we want? And
Mhm.
from what I've gathered, you grew up in Germany, yeah? In a
Ja,
town called,
genau.
sorry?
Ja, genau.
Ja, ich liebe dich. Ich
Genau.
liebe dich. Right, that's all I know though. Don't ask me anything else. So I understand you moved to the UK in 2009, if that's correct. And then you what you were doing with regards to your studies. So you've studied bilingual business assistance in Germany, if that's correct. Then when you moved to the UK now, you went to University of Art and you've studied BA in Media and Communication. Okay. All right. And then you back in Germany, oh sorry, I forgot to say, you were an interpreter and translator in church. Right. So
Mhm.
you were translating French to German.
Mhm.
Go girl. So you're very bright as well. I like that. People say that pretty girls aren't smart, but that's not true.
We are blessed over
Right.
the moon.
Exactly. So with regards to your work, you've been working with Sepela TV, Boss Brothers, since 2010. I understand
Yes.
that's obviously a family business, more or less, because your husband is obviously one of the boss brothers, yeah? Okay. And then, yeah, that's with regards to your life as a whole. And I must say, I'm very, impressed with, the amount of things you've managed to do. I mean, coming from Congo to Germany, then to the UK. How was that? How was the moving to different countries? Because I understand in Germany it's German, then you come to the UK now it's English. How did you manage? How did you cope over these years?
You know what? Easy. Easy.
Easy.
It was very
Okay.
easy, yes, because I grew up in Germany, but we were in the borderline to Belgium. So I grew
Right.
up during a time where the Belgium military was still in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was Aachen, yes. So we had all these people coming from Congo, Zaire,
Right.
Angola, and no one
Mm-hmm.
knew how to speak German. So
Okay.
all our parents went to drop us or subscribe us to this Belgium school, but in
Right.
Germany. So we
Right.
all, even though my mom was living in another city, she sent me to live with my auntie, so we
Okay.
could go and study French in this Belgium school.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
we were there.
Yes.
It's like literally like you
Yes.
had the whole Congo, Angola, everyone was there, and you had the
Right. So you had that
military
mixture
kids.
of culture from a very young age. Obviously, that helps. Oh, that's good. It's
Exactly.
good to know.
So you
So,
grew up straight away speaking French
okay.
because,
Mm-hmm.
I was between Belgium and France, and my mom is
Right.
very strict with speaking French. So I was speaking French. We were all
Right.
speaking French because she was
Okay.
speaking Lingala. And because
Okay.
you go to the park, during the day or holidays, you learn how to speak German there.
Yeah,
So, you
absolutely.
know, we
Yeah.
grew up straight
Okay.
speaking all the three languages. So it was nothing
Oh,
difficult. Yes.
that's
Easy.
good.
Mm,
That's good.
mm.
So right now you are officially a polyglot. How many languages do you think you speak exactly?
Okay, also ich spreche Deutsch sehr gut, nicht mehr so gut, aber ich spreche Deutsch, so I speak German, not
Oh,
as
okay.
good as it used to be, but I speak
Okay.
German. Et je
Okay.
parle français. J'ai un accent
Okay.
bizarre, but I speak French.
You still do? Okay.
Nalobapeli lingala bien, eza
Okay.
I don't know. You
Yaba
know what?
Yankee.
Yaba Yankee, yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've learned
Okay.
how to speak Lingala by the age of 16, 17. I
Oh
didn't know
wow.
how
So
to
quite
speak.
late
Yes,
in life.
quite
Okay.
late. Yes,
Just like
we were
me,
mama.
really.
Yes, we were not allowed to speak Lingala. So,
All
you
right.
know, and then it came to a time where a lot of kids came from Congo, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to speak German. They didn't know how, some of them didn't know how to speak French. So me and my
Right.
friends who grew up speaking French because of the French school,
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
to now speak Lingala to be able to communicate with them.
To communicate with them. Yeah.
We had to put
Oh.
théâtre and then things like that.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and my mom was always look at you, you're French, so whatever.
Ah. Okay.
And and I learned how to speak and I learned how to
English.
speak
You forgot English.
English.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then English. I learned how to speak English because my older brother, every time he was speaking to his friends and he didn't
Yeah.
want me to understand, he was speaking English. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay. I said,
So
and I
your
was like, yeah,
curiosity led you to speak English, really. It wasn't
yeah,
really because you wanted, you just wanted to be nosy. Hmm.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, Alex, what are you saying? It's nothing for kids. It's nothing for kids. And I'm like, okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna learn. But yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. So to date, you speak exactly four languages and we can say fluently as well, which is
Mhm.
very good. Congrats to you. I mean, that's always good to do. I believe it's a plus when you're able to
Mhm.
speak many languages, and especially as an interpreter, now you've been able to not only speak the language, but being able to master it and then transfer it, which is very, very good. I always appreciate interpreters, not because I'm one, but, I like to appreciate them. But yeah, I mean, that leads me to my probably first question, or should I say second question?
Mhm.
I know you mentioned how you had to sort of speak to other people in Lingala, and maybe you were sort of doing acting in doing that. So I know, and I've seen Kindoki. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen it. I've also seen Depression, and that was a very, should I say, a touching little serious little movie that you did. And
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know if you can talk us about more about that. If you can, lead us as to what you've done with regards to the film industry, really.
Okay. You know, the first time I wanted to become an actress, I was very young. I used to love watching TV and I'd be like, ho, 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 ho. And they were like, look at this, look at this. And I used to, and the people, because I was skinny, yes, I used to be skinny.
Okay,
So people used
okay.
to say, top
We
model,
were all
Cynthia.
skinny before, love. Hmm.
Exactly. So this uncle used to always say, Cynthia, are you still going to be a model? I say, yes, I'm going to be a model. I'm going to be a model.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then one day in school, we had this theater group and I was doing the theater and my teacher was like, oh, you're actually really good. And I really, yes, you're really good.
Okay,
So it just encouraged me, like, keep watching TV and everything like that. But all these years, I've never took any acting lessons. So I start
right.
taking them now. So at the moment,
Oh,
I'm doing my acting lesson once a week for a few
right.
hours,
So
Yes,
where
definitely.
do you do that? Where do you take your lessons? Is that a university? Is
In
that a...
No, it's not. It's a private school,
Okay,
where you go and you take
that's good.
after
So you're
work.
also
So
investing in your studies, and I believe that's very important. It's good to have the
yes,
gifts, but when you add knowledge to it, it's always better, isn't it? So yeah, that's good.
exactly, exactly. So I
Right.
was doing that. So I did few things, and sometimes people were like, "Oh, that's bad acting. That's bad acting. That's overacting. That's this and that." And I'm like, "Okay,
Right.
I know I'm a fast learner, so let's see what I can do."
Okay.
Depression, let's talk about depression. Yes, so depression came to a time where myself, I was going through a lot of depression. I was going through a lot of trouble
Right.
in my own life. And
Okay.
sometimes when you do certain things and I'm like, okay, I want to do something, this is
Mm-hmm.
lockdown, I'm
Yeah.
doing nothing, what can I do? So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
my partner, listen, take your camera out, let me just do
Okay.
something that I just seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching it on Facebook, other videos
Mm-hmm.
about depression, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
community, people don't really talk about it.
That's
Let
it.
me
It's
do
a
it.
very
Yes,
sensitive topic because we tend to think that as Africans, we can't be depressed or things like that. It's very, silly to think that because
yes,
we actually do. And I remember when I was watching Depression that day, I just felt like, okay, so there's somebody out there that understands what
yeah.
many of us go through, and it was very touching.
Mm. I
Okay,
had
sorry, I
other
cut you
people
short.
reaching out. So thank you. I
Yeah,
had some people reaching out and saying, no, you need to go deeper. You need to go further. And I'm like,
yeah,
listen, the problem is with the Congolese community, when you do something, they will always think it's you. You understand?
yeah,
They'll think,
yeah,
okay, I'm doing a movie about my life. Maybe my depression stopped there. It didn't go
yeah,
further. But some people's
exactly.
depression went further, where they have
Yeah,
lost their hair and everything like
yeah,
that. And I'm like,
yeah, 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 yeah. Or
I'm
skin
scared to do
discoloration
further
and stuff
because,
like that.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, because people will
Hmm.
not understand that maybe I'm preaching something or I'm teaching
Yeah,
something. People will
yeah.
see, oh, this is Cynthia's life. So they did,
Mm.
that's why there was a little bit of a battle, and there's still a battle. But I still get people contacting me and asking, can you go further, please? Can you go further? Redo it,
Yeah.
add something more. So yes,
Okay.
it's still
It
in
was it
work.
was very good. I mean, if I can probably add my input, if I may, um, is that I don't think you see, like you said, the Congolese community, we are very, should I say, focused on the one thing, and it's difficult to, see outside the box. But that shouldn't stop us from doing what we can do best. I mean,
Mm,
people will always talk. The amount of things that has been said. I mean, gosh, it won't stop today. So, if you
exactly.
can continue, I would personally say, please do. I mean, it was very good, and I'm sure it really helped a lot of people because
Mm,
unfortunately, sometimes we're unable to speak up. But when someone does it for us, it makes things easier. If I
mm,
can, add my little input to it. But
I
yeah,
see.
so that you did that during the lockdown, so
Hmm.
2020, yeah, to be
Exactly.
precise. Okay, and you did it with your partner, one of the
Yes,
Bus
exactly.
brothers. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. But before that, though, we have Kindoki in
Yes,
2015. Can you tell us a
yes.
bit more about this?
This was a dream come true.
It
This was
was, in
really
it?
a
I
dream
remember.
come true. Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Hmm.
Because I knew I went to I registered in acting school in Germany, but it didn't
Okay.
take me. So the day
Oh.
I went to register and do my the casting, I went with one of my friends who skipped work. He was like, okay, I'm gonna call in sick, Cynthia. I'm gonna go with you, and I'm not
Oh.
gonna pay the ticket, so you can so I can support you. So all the
Mm-hmm.
way through, he was supporting me, and we
Oh.
were practicing, went like back and forth, and then I didn't get it. They called me like, "Oh, sorry, no, you didn't get the position." I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay, no problem." So then when I did Kindoki, I posted, even though it was in Lingala, I
All right.
posted it. And he looked at it, it was like, Cynthia, your dream came true. And I'm like, what are you talking
Really?
about? It was like, Cynthia, your dream came true. And I'm like, Roman, what are you talking about? It was like, you
Mm.
remember this. I started crying. I was like, wow, this is
Oh.
really, because when you
Oh.
say I want to become an actress, when you say I want to
Yeah.
do a movie, you don't look at, is it a Hollywood movie, is it this movie? No. As
Absolutely.
long
Yeah.
as there's a beginning, there's an
Yeah.
end, you are
And there's a
acting, this is
meaning to
the
the story as well. Yeah.
meaning,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
It means a
Mm.
lot, yes. So it was, I'm always grateful to Hillary for picking me,
Definitely.
and Mania, I'm definitely grateful for picking me. So it was, I
Yeah.
learned a lot. Sometimes you think you know something until you
Mm-hmm.
actually have to
Yeah.
act, and you're like, oh my God, I
Exactly.
didn't know. It's too hard. Acting is not easy. Seriously, it's not easy.
I'm sure. I mean, acting, the film industry as a whole is not an
Mm,
easy
mm,
industry to be in. So
mm,
to again be a film director or even an actress or whatever must be very difficult. And I do appreciate that
mm-hmm.
for sure. Okay, well, congratulations on that. I remember
Thank you.
watching it and I thought to myself, okay, so we have actors, in this country and we're able to do something. And I like the fact that
Mm,
majority of the scenes were in Lingala as well, and it was an actual story that
mm.
a lot of young children are going through either in Congo or here. Yeah, so the story was actually very good. I did like it. Okay,
I had on
so
Facebook people reaching out to me from Congo, because obviously it was life in Congo as well. And I
right.
had people reaching out to me and saying, you're really evil, you're really evil. And I'm like, okay, so I played the role
Okay.
quite good for them to
Mm,
reach out to me and say, you're evil. Or like,
yes.
I found you evil mother, I found you.
It's funny how people just don't understand it's a movie, all right?
Yes,
We're
yes,
not actually in the TV.
yes.
Right. Okay, so we've got Kindoki in 2015. We have Sisters in 2019, sorry, 2020 as well, February, you said.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Sisters, what was it? What was the, how did
We
it
did
all
that movie
start?
with my very good friend Tina Lobondi,
Okay.
philanthropist on Instagram. So she was like,
Right.
Cynthia, listen, I'm doing a movie. And I'm like, first I was like, I'm your sister, so I'm obviously not gonna come to the casting. And she was like, you're not gonna get the role. So we start
Right.
arguing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come to the casting then.
Yeah, okay,
So we went
okay.
to the casting, and I took another role, but she gave me this role. I don't know why. It was a very good role, because
Mm,
I had to cry. Literally, I had to cry, and it
okay.
was hard to make me cry. But because I was going through certain stuff at that time,
In
the
your life, yeah.
tears, yeah, in my life, so the tears would just come in like natural.
Right.
And
Mm,
it was one day of filming with Indeko production. So Tina is
okay.
really like is amazing. Everything was done. Everything was on point.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end, when the movie was then published and released, I was so happy because I was like, oh my god. I do not have a French accent. Oh my God. So I start sending it to everyone. I'm like, what did you realize? What do you realize? What do you realize? And they're like, Simple, where's your French accent gone? I said, it's
Okay.
gone. It's
Okay.
gone. Yes, it's
Yes, it's gone.
gone.
All right. All right.
Yes.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And then we also have La Famille Sacrée, Sacred
Yeah.
Family.
Yes, exactly. That was a very touching one because we actually went to shoot a different short film with
Okay.
my in-law. I'll call him my brother-in-law, Pat. So it's Pat and Pat. Both of them are called Patrick. So Pat,
Okay.
Pat.
Okay.
So we went to shoot it, and but it didn't really work out. So he
Right.
was like, "Okay, you have your makeup, you look good. Let's do something." So we did this whole thing,
So
and it
out
was
of the
that
blue, just like
out
that.
of the blue, out of the blue.
Wow.
Yes, yes,
Okay. This is
exactly.
next
It
level
was
acting now. Okay.
exactly. So it was during the lockdown as well. Do it just after the lockdown or during the lockdown, and it was a
Okay.
story that sister and brother do not get on, and she was like, you know
Mm,
what, let him stay there, I stay here, but we're still family. And she's on the phone, and a couple of minutes later, she gets another call to say, oh, listen, Hervé, your brother, who you haven't spoken to since month, has died.
mm.
So now she feels guilty.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm,
Just because
mm.
of something like that. Now he
Yeah, yeah,
died,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
couldn't even say I love him. So it was very touching. But because
Mm,
it doesn't happen to me in my
yeah.
family, like literally, I speak to all of my brothers and sisters,
Yeah. So you didn't know how
and
to relate really on that
yes,
level. I
like
understand. Yeah.
exactly. So I couldn't relate because for me it was
Mm,
like, my dad has many kids. So
yeah.
I literally speak to all of them if I want
Okay.
at any time.
Right.
And but people start calling now. So someone said, Cynthia, I'm gonna send you money because you made me and my brother speak again after 5 years. And I'm
Oh,
like, what? I said,
that's
yeah, I
good.
haven't spoken to my brother for 5 years. So, people start
Yeah.
calling. It was like, okay, it came out in December. So, and
Okay.
this is December. So, Merry Christmas and this and that. And I'm like, okay. I
So
didn't know.
yeah, I mean the message, like we say, the film, a film must have a message. It must have a, should I say, a role in people's lives, and I think
Yeah.
that's definitely what it was. I mean, Kindoki spoke to me, depression spoke to me, and now that you're mentioning La Famille Sacrée, where can I find this movie? Because I have to be honest with you, I haven't watched it, but it seems
Okay.
very interesting, so I want to watch it now.
It is
Where can I?
definitely on YouTube.
Okay,
I think it's even called La Famille Sacrée, and
right,
it's I think it's Pat Production. If I'm,
bad production.
I think
Okay,
it's Pat.
okay.
I would definitely reshare it again on my Facebook everywhere
Please
because
do.
it's
I
a
mean,
very
that's important. And
yes.
talking of sharing on Facebook, could you tell us how we can get in touch with you? I know how I got in touch with you. That's our secret. But how can people get in touch with you? Yeah.
Uh,
How can people get in touch with you? As in, where can we
so
find you? Your socials and everything. If you can just tell us roughly.
Yes. So my social media is Cynthia Kams.
Okay.
Instagram is Cynthia Kams. My YouTube is Cynthia Kams. I think it's Cynthia
Okay.
Kams Show.
Okay.
My Facebook now, I have the group. My page is Cynthia Kams, but
Mm-hmm.
my own Facebook is Kams Show.
Cam,
So
sure. Okay.
Kams Show, yes.
Okay.
I'm still trying to change it, but there's another girl who's called Cynthia Kams as well. So I don't want people to get
Right.
confused.
Talking of the name, that's probably one of my, it's one of my questions here. And it's
Mhm.
obviously, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but I want to know, is Cynthia Cams your real name?
Yes, okay. Let me explain
Okay.
it to you.
Oh, thank you.
So Cynthia, definitely.
Yeah.
My name was supposed to be Lolita.
Lolita. Oh, I like
Lolita. My mom,
Lolita.
yes.
It's
My mom
very,
was like, well, before even I gave birth to you, I was like, she's gonna be Lolita. That's it. And
okay.
I'm like, really, Lolita?
Mm,
It sounds so in French, and especially when you're in France. In Lolita, it's just like nah.
okay.
And then she gave me Cynthia, but my name is Kamalandwa.
Kamalandwa. Okay.
Kamalandwa. So why comes?
Mm,
Obviously you grew up in Germany and people
mm.
cannot say Kamalando, Kamalandu, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. It was
okay, so
difficult.
I need to do
Okay.
something. But
Uh-huh.
and it stands, it's like it has so many meanings at the same time. It's literally the
Okay.
abbreviation of my whole name. Cynthia,
Oh,
Maketo, Cynthia, Kamalandwa, Maketo, S for Sabu.
Sabu.
And
Okay.
yeah, so when
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't know that, because I didn't grow up with my father,
Right.
so one day me and my mom were just talking, and she was like, "Ah, Kams," and I'm like, because I started signing Kams already,
Right.
and she was,
Oh,
and I was like, "Why? Like, how do you know? Because this is me in school. I'm Kams in school. I'm not
yeah.
Kams, at home and
Yeah.
private."
At
She
home.
was
Yeah.
like, your dad's his business, when he started opening business, he used to say write down Kams.
Oh.
So his
Oh,
business was
okay.
P Cams, so Pierre Cams.
Pecans.
And I'm like,
Oh,
okay. I said, you
okay. So
see,
it makes
without
sense.
even knowing, yeah, exactly.
Okay, there you go.
And
Okay.
then because
Oh,
with so many kids, he
yeah.
literally has many, many, many kids. So they used to
Right.
call us, instead of calling us Le
A
Kamalandwa.
typical African dad.
Mm-hmm,
That's
mm-hmm.
right.
So he used to
Oh.
call us, they used to call us, the mothers used to call us Le Cams.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
so but it's like I took it on, I made
Yeah.
it my brand, and
Okay.
literally like the whole everyone, most of my people call me Cams, like
Cams. Yeah, I know I call
yeah,
you Cams, if anything.
yeah,
Cams or
exactly.
Cynthia. Yeah, Cams. It's easier.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Now with everything that we've just said, would you, should I say, would you, what would you say to yourself 10 years ago that you know today? We always have to reflect back on what we've
Yes.
done, what you've learned. But is there anything in particular that you would say to, Cynthia Cams, 10 years younger, you know, having gone through the least, maybe,
Hmm.
not the
Hmm.
most? So what
Hmm.
would you have said to yourself?
10 years ago, yes, I was
Just 10
25.
years.
Yes, just 10 years ago, 25, I would say to myself, do acting classes and do not
Right.
be embarrassed of your accent. Because
Okay.
I was, people were like, okay, why don't you do acting classes? Oh no, my English, my English, my English. I was always blaming on my English, but
Right.
I used to speak. I knew how to speak English for a long time, but it was just I
Mm.
had this accent where people were like, oh, what are you? Are you French? Are you? What are you? Your accent just
German
sounds
or yeah.
weird. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So
Yeah.
every time people used to say that, it was just making me
It will put you off.
insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, you know what? Let me speak the language where no one would tell me, oh, it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Literally people used to say, oh, you sound weird. You sound weird. So,
Okay.
and acting classes, I should have taken acting classes. I should have
Mm.
really like sit down and take acting classes. That's definitely.
Okay. So in
Hmm.
other words, education is definitely the key. I know some people say that, oh, you don't have to go to school to succeed or whatever, but to a certain extent, you have to learn. You can't do
Yes.
anything without learning,
Hmm.
regardless of what it is. Even if it's a business, then you do business classes or whatever. If it is
Hmm.
acting, just like yourself, then you do acting lessons. Okay. So that's a good message to everyone
Yeah.
out there. Know
Hmm.
that in order to succeed and maybe become just a little bit like Cynthia Kams, You have to study. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why we're heading there. Okay. So that leads me now
And you know
to
them acting classes, they're not even that
yeah.
expensive. So there are
Oh,
some acting classes for £30
oh,
a
that's
day.
very
So
cheap. I
it's
didn't know
literally
that.
three, yes, £30.
Okay. So when you say
You know,
£30, is it for the whole
it's three
term?
hours. It's 3 hours, £30.
Okay.
Yes, and then you just go there, they show you what to do and how to act and this and that. They show, okay, change here, change here.
Yeah.
I want you, you need to be angry in this situation. You need to be happy in this situation. You need to be drunk
Okay.
in this situation. So they keep telling you, okay, you're overacting, slow down. You're overacting, slow down. Okay, now you're not acting at all. You know,
Yeah.
so £30, you have that. But it's literally Google it and Facebook it.
Yeah.
Acting
Yeah.
classes in London, acting classes outside London is even cheaper, but acting
Right.
classes, and then yes,
I
so
actually
some of
didn't
them are
know that,
free.
so I'm glad you've mentioned. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It's very cheap. And the £30 or whatever price it is, which is obviously very cheap, is that for the year or is it just courses?
No, for the one day. So it's like
Oh,
every
okay.
Thursday, £30. Yes.
Ah, I see. Ah,
And then
okay.
public speaking
Mm-hmm.
is very important as well, because
Important. Yeah.
yes, so you have some classes, public speaking. It's just because I'm confident. I don't
Right.
mind. Give me a microphone
Already.
wherever I
You have
am, I
that.
will just do it exactly. But there's
Exactly.
a way you need to breathe, you know. So
And your
every
tone of
time
voice as
the
well, that's
tone of
important. Your facial
exactly,
expression. I know a
exactly.
little bit about that.
Exactly. So whatever I used to do back in the days in church is not the
Yeah.
same way what I would do when I host a wedding, or it's not the
Okay.
same way I would do when I,
It's not.
have to act in front of the
Absolutely.
camera. So it's
Yeah.
different situation. And then
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
think, okay, no, no, I'm not in church. Or yes, I'm in church, I need to do this and I can't do
Yeah.
this. So
That's right.
yes.
That's right. Okay. So talking of church, you still go to church, fully
Oh
Christian,
yes, full
100%.
Christian.
Good.
I think we're
Good.
starting at 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna go
We're
soon.
gonna go soon. Exactly. Me too.
Mm.
But I still have to ask you certain things, and it's good that you drank some water because I want you to sing something, but something specific. Something specific. All right. The Congolese anthem. Listen, you're Congolese. So if anything, you've got to know that. Let's hear it. You've got about, I think it's 1 minute. It's not even long, anyways. I think it's even less than 1 minute. But yeah, let's hear it. 1, 2, 3.
Can I just say, can I not try the German one?
No, the Congolese one. You're Congolese. 100 Congolese. 100% Congolese. We want to hear it. Come on, girl. Oh, God. So you don't know it.
Attends. Debout Congolais, unis par le sang, unis par le sol pour l'indépendance. Dressons nos fronts, longtemps courbés. C'est fini.
Okay. That's enough scenes for today. But that's good though. At least you know some of it. You know what? I have to be honest with you. I don't even know it, but I've heard it.
Okay.
I've tried to learn it before. Obviously, we met, but it was just difficult. So I'm glad you sang some. Congratulations. Okay. So how's your politics, Congolese politics? How is it?
No, I don't watch that.
You don't watch. But I do have one
No.
question though. Or should I
Yes.
say two questions about it? How many presidents were there in the DRC?
Oh, easy. On avait Kasavubu, we had Kasavubu, we had Mobutu Sese Seko, who thought he's gonna live forever, but who died. And then we had Kabila, 18 years
Yeah.
of nonsense. And now we have Fashibe.
Better. That's right. So who was the longest serving presidents of the DRC?
Le roi
It
du
should be
Congo,
easy.
Mobutu, 32 years. He
Say,
left
say, say.
96.
No, actually, 25 years.
32.
25 years, my
Oh,
sister.
really?
Yes, so
Okay.
I've made my
Ah,
research. It's 25 years.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
right. And then one last question. I know it's probably a silly question, but I just feel like I have to ask. Do you know how many planets, potential planets that people can live in the
Only
universe?
the Earth. There's only the
No,
Earth. Then which one
no.
else?
60. There's 60 planets we can go and live. So
It's okay.
when we have the possibility now, we take the rocket and go there. and maybe we can be stars there,
The
and the
only
richest of the
planet I
planet.
will go after this one is paradise.
It's
So if it's
paradise.
not
They meant to
paradise, there is
that.
nothing else. I don't go to the Mars. I don't even take the plane to go to China.
Thank
I
you,
went, but
thank
it
you.
was scary.
Orange,
Paradise. So that's it.
paradise is
Literally
the place to be. I know the
paradise.
new
Yes.
Jerusalem has to be the one. Well, it was
Exactly.
really, really good talking to you. It was a pleasure. I mean, I always enjoy talking to you. And I know we've known each other for some time as well. I think it's
Yeah.
since 2009, probably, or 2010.
I
So it's
think
always been a
2010.
pleasure knowing
Yeah.
you and speaking to you. So today, yeah, I just wanted to spend some time with you and Congo Films, of course. Yes, I know you know about Congo Films. You know about what's coming up with Congo Films very soon. You do?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely the
Okay.
nomination. So I hope it's still open
It
because if
is.
it is, yes, okay, that means that I'm gonna put some pressure on me, the Mr. Bossy Tompen, Louis Bossy Tompen,
There you
Emembo
go.
Bossy Tompen, the Boss Brothers, the
The
one they
Boss
give.
Brothers, hi to them if they're
Yes,
watching.
exactly. One of them is mine, one of them is Stephanie's husband.
Yes,
I'm
that's
just
it.
gonna put some pressure,
Okay.
so we can do another short movie, maybe
That'll be
15,
nice.
20 minutes, something,
That'll be
half an
nice.
hour. We
It'll be
need to,
good.
we need to. And
All right.
then
And
I'm gonna come
if you
and get
need
my
any actresses,
trophy.
if you need any actresses, I mean, I could try.
Yeah. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And when
All right,
when we
well,
finish the movie, I'm
yeah.
coming to get my trophy
There
because
you
that
go.
trophy is
There you
mine.
go. Okay, no problem. We'll be happy to have you around anyways. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. And then, yeah, you enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a nice
See
day,
ya.
guys. I love
Bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.